Welcome to this week's show of MBC Connect. I'm April Bragg, and today's guest I have Walter Reynolds with the Young Professionals of Milledgeville, Baldwin County. Walter, welcome to the show.
Thank you, April. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, we're excited to have you today. We're here today. I have you here to talk a little bit about the organization, and of course you have an upcoming event that we're real excited about. But first, tell me a little bit about the Young Professionals and how you became involved with the organization.
Sure. Well, the Young Professionals is a branch of the Chamber of Commerce. It's a relatively new initiative. We're actually in our second year, and I got involved just by attending the meetings last year. And we like to say that first year was our formative year. We were trying to figure out exactly what we were going to do, what sort of a direction we were going to take with the program. And at the end of last year, I was asked to become the chairman for this year's term, and I willingly accepted. And since I've become the chairman, we've really organized ourselves and taken a lot more of a specific direction as a involved group of young future leaders of the community. And we've picked a few initiatives to get behind, and we've chosen our first big project to push forward as reviving the Keep Milledgeville Baldwin Beautiful program. It was a very active program years back, and then the executive director left, and that position was never filled.
Right.
There were some board positions that left, and it just sort of fell off to the wayside. Well, as you know, litter has been a big problem here in Milledgeville. We've had commissioners and city council people alike that have raised red flags about this, and we thought that this just seemed like the perfect program to try to get back up on its feet.
Great. Well, that's exciting to hear, Walt. Tell me a little bit, for those who don't know, what they could expect if they showed up for a Young Professionals event or meeting, what kind of crowd they would run into, and maybe, sort of a snapshot or a glimpse into what those meetings would
Sure thing.
encompass.
We have a very diverse range of professionals of all different walks of life. All different types of industries are represented. We have folks from the university. We have folks in the insurance business, ad marketing. We have folks again in just all different walks of life. Lawyers, professionals of all different varieties, so what we do is each month we have our monthly meetings at Digital Bridges. We meet at the second Tuesday of every month at noon at Digital Bridges. Typically we have lunch provided by one of our many great sponsors, and thank them for everything that they do. Our most recent one was the local Yokel Cafe, and big thanks to them for providing that lunch. Buffington's and several others have done the same for us. And we talk about issues that are going on. We talk about our ongoing projects. We talk about concerns from the business community. We often host guest speakers. Most recently we had Lori Wallace from the Baldwin College and Career Academy come in and talk to us about internship possibilities for our businesses to make use of their students and give them an opportunity to get their feet wet in the real world of business.
Oh, that's great.
It is. It's wonderful. And we also share ongoing events from each of our businesses and just try to keep each other in the loop on things that are going on in the community.
Great. So this group is basically, I would say, maybe college graduates or rising college graduates to 40.
Yes, a good many of our young professional members are just out of college. Many of them in their late 20s, early 30s. We do have a max out at 40. Although, and I've heard protests from this. I've heard a number of folks that say, well, I'm still young at heart. Why can't I come be a young professional? And we encourage them to come out anyway. We'd like to hear from their voices and their perspective, some of the longer term members of the community. And if you'd like to come in and be a guest of the Young Professionals and bring an issue to our attention, we'd love to have you.
Sure. And how would someone go about becoming involved, whether as a member or potentially a speaker for the group?
Well, you can access our webpage, which again is hosted by the Chamber. Thank you guys for doing that for
You're
us.
welcome.
So you can go to Milledgeville
GA.
MilledgevilleGA.com, and that is the official Chamber website, and then you can find the Young Professionals there. You can also find us on Facebook, and again, we meet the second Tuesday of every month at Digital Bridges right around 12 noon.
Okay. All right. Well, I know that you guys are leading the initiative with Keep Milledgeville Baldwin Beautiful and some other exciting projects. We're going to be bringing on Sara in a little while to talk to us about that. But one of the most recent and exciting adventures you guys have taken on is the Thriller 5K that is literally just around the corner as part of the Deep Roots Festival. And in our next segment, I'm going to let you tell us all about the Thriller 5K, but tell me really what the appeal was to bringing that race to the Deep Roots Festival and how the planning for that came about.
Well, we looked at a number of different possibilities and opportunities, and we thought that taking advantage of the Deep Roots Festival and the large crowd of visitors that are drawn in from out of town, let's offer them something to do with their Friday night. I know historically it's been Parents Weekend at Georgia College, and whether the parents are looking for something to do or the students are looking for something to do to kind of distance themselves maybe from their parents a little bit, have an activity that they can participate in, and so it just seemed to fit. Let's host a big event right on the eve of Deep Roots. There's the bicycle race that morning of, but there isn't a 5K attached to Deep Roots, so we figured why not host our own? And it really just seems to fit. It's unique, it's exciting, and because it's right around very close to Halloween, we decided to take a zombie theme along with it, and we'll give some more details about that in the next segment.
Great. Well, at the top of the next segment, you're going to get to catch a glimpse of a promotional video that Walt here actually helped us with producing, and it's a Scream, so stay right there and we'll catch you in just a minute.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
It's not his new group of friends. It's not the video games. It's not the neighborhood.
Mom, do I have to go to school today?
The biggest threat to your child's future could be you. Every day they miss, even in middle school, puts their graduation at risk.
This is the Lake Country Emergency Broadcast System. This is not a test. Reports are coming in from all over the Lake Country of vicious, flesh-eating zombies. The Center for Disease Containment reports that there is no known cure. Quarantine of an area this size is nearly impossible. If you can hear this message, then you must get to the containment area. Your only hope for survival is to run. Emergency management officials have made a plan to pick up all remaining survivors Friday, October 18th. If you still have internet access, you can register on active.com. Search for activities near your zip code and use keyword Thriller 5K. The only way to survive is to run. Get to the containment area as fast as you can. The Thriller run is 3.2 miles or 5 kilometers. The evacuation point is the Oconee River Greenway. Register for the emergency evacuation now at active.com. The code name for this operation is Thriller 5K. Help is on the way. Friday, October 18th at the Oconee River Greenway. Keyword Thriller 5K.
Welcome back. I hope that got your heart racing there, and I know people are excited, obviously, about the opportunity to have this race here in Milledgeville. The partnership with Deep Roots is obviously an exciting opportunity to do this. Speaking of partnerships, tell us a little bit about the planning for this race and the partnerships that were formed in order to make this happen. I know from an event planning standpoint, one group, one person, one organization can't do these kinds of things alone. So tell us a little bit about how that all came about.
Certainly. Well, first off, we really want to thank the Chamber for hosting us as a ground zero for zombie makeup effects. And we also want to thank Georgia Military College for their cooperation, offering use of their facilities as well. The Oconee River Greenway for allowing us to host the race there. Our numerous sponsors, Geo Prison Group, Bodyplex Fitness, countless others that have been involved in this and helping us out. And we really want to just thank the community for letting us put this on, all the different folks that have been able to let us put this together. We would like to ask that anyone that wants to participate and be a part of this, please get in touch with us. Again, you can find us on the Milledgeville Chamber website. Just look for the Young Professionals. You can find the event on active.com and register to sign up for the 5K there. What else do you have for me there?
Well, and people can, that's okay, people can be involved in a lot of different ways, not just as for those of you who are not 5K runners. I know that you've got several different groups that are providing zombies for you, so maybe speak a little bit to that and other ways that people could volunteer and be supportive of the race in that way.
We'd love to thank our partners with Georgia College State University Theater. We've approached them about helping us out with zombie makeup and doing some character movement workshops. We've also approached Baldwin High School Theater, Baldwin High School Cosmetology, the Career and College Academy. We want to thank all of these folks for being involved and helping us put this on. And yes, there are opportunities if you are not a 5K runner. We do need zombie volunteers. Not quite as much running involved for some of those, but you're going to be part of making a very unique experience for our runners. This is something that we've never seen here in Milledgeville. We've seen other events similar to this as far away as Atlanta, but this is our effort to bring this very, very scary and unique experience. We're hoping that people are going to have some of their best 5K times ever at this event.
I'm sure. Well, I know I'm excited about it, and from not having experienced one of these, I think maybe a little nervous about what to anticipate. So maybe walk us through, as a potential participant, what they can expect the race experience to be like.
Sure thing. Well, right from the start, you're going to be challenged to avoid a number of zombies who will be out on the course, just sort of sprinkled in along the way. And we have some surprises towards the latter part of the course that I think are really going to get your heart racing. But each runner will be equipped with a flag belt, like you would see in flag football. The zombies are going to be reaching for your flags, and if you manage to survive the race by finishing with at least one flag intact, then you may very well be prepared for the actual zombie apocalypse. We have to give you guys a test run at that.
Okay, well that's exciting. And as you said, they can register certainly online and through Active. There are also registration forms available at the Chamber office at 130 South Jefferson Street. You can pick those up, available from 9 to 5 weekdays. And I know most importantly, Walt, as you and I were talking in the break, tell us a little bit more just about the reason behind your involvement in this, in addition to the excitement of the event that you're bringing into town.
Certainly. Well, you know, in the last section we spoke about the Keep Milledgeville Baldwin Beautiful program and the young professionals' part in bringing that program back to life, oddly enough, is through the Living Dead with our Zombie 5K. What we're hoping to do is raise enough money to have a buy-in with this program. You know, it's easy to go to your government and say, we want you to fund this program, but we're putting our money where our mouth is. And we're hoping to have a matched grant from the young professionals of Milledgeville to revive the Keep Milledgeville Baldwin Beautiful program and hopefully make it sustainable for the foreseeable future.
Well, that's incredible. You know, we appreciate, obviously, anytime a community group shows active and willing participation, and like you said, looking for opportunities not only to ask of a governing body or otherwise to support and fund a program, but looking for creative ways to raise those funds, to make an investment in the future of our community. And from an economic development standpoint, certainly anything we do to better and beautify our community is only going to help us in the long run to increase our economic vitality. So thank you very much and your group for your leadership, for leading that effort, and for also giving us a scream of a good time, it sounds like.
Yes, indeed.
In hosting this event. So I appreciate that, and thank you for being here on the show. Next up, we have Sara Stone with the Young Professionals, who will speak to us a little bit more about Keep Milledgeville Baldwin Beautiful, some of the things we can expect from that group, as well as her involvement with young professionals. Stay with us.
Up to 40% of businesses never recover after experiencing a major disaster. Make a plan at ready.gov/business.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. but I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams?
Here.
Michael Adams.
Michael Adams.
Students who miss 18 days of school in any grade risk falling behind and not graduating. Absences add up. Keep track at boostattendance.org today.
Welcome back. I have Sara Stone with me now, and Sara, let's jump right in and talk about the Keep Milledgeville Bald and Beautiful program, and tell me a little bit about how the group decided to have Keep Milledgeville Bald and Beautiful as the philanthropy that you guys were going to support right out of the starting gate.
Sure. Well, as the young professionals, we dabbled in a lot of different community service events. We had a drive for the community food bank, several other community events that we organized, and we felt like we needed some focus. We wanted to focus on one organization, one philanthropy that we could support 100% and give our all, and really just leave our mark on the community as young professionals. And somebody suggested, and I think it might have been Chris McKerney at Baldwin Bulletin, suggested that we look into the local affiliate of Keep America Beautiful. So Keep Milledgeville Bald and Beautiful,
right?
Obviously, and took a lot of research. There was initially a group of 4 of us that said, "Yeah, we'll take this on. We'll do this." It was myself, Lynn Chapman, who is an advertising manager at the Baldwin Bulletin, Mathis Coxon, who unfortunately has moved. He's no longer with us, but he was at Magnolia, and Laura Thompson at Exchange Bank.
Yeah.
And so we put our heads together and met with countless people. The Sarah Visser, the state director for Keep Georgia Beautiful. We met with Henry Craig, Johnny Grant, just a lot of Mike Couch, a lot of key people here in the community to kind of get some direction and figure out who should we go to? What advice can you give us? Can you kind of help us? And I think that it was really important for us to do that, because not only did it give us direction to revitalize this initiative, but it also kind of gave us some insight as to how we can develop as young professionals, to see some good examples of great leaders that we have in our community. So we actually started on this end of March, early April, and it's been a lot of work to figure out where we are with our tax exempt status, figuring out that we have to reapply for tax exempt status. Was there any money left over from the previous group? Just where did they leave everything? They left everything in limbo, so figuring out what loose ends we needed to tie up. It's been a lot of work, and we finally are at the point that we feel like we're ready to launch this program, and we've picked our director, Andy Davis. We have started to get some funding rolling in, which has been nice, because now we can actually start to do some projects. And it through a lot of hard work, a lot of countless weekly meetings to keep everybody on task and just maintain that drive, we finally are at a point that we're feeling good about it.
Yeah. Well, and with the hiring, tell me a little bit about the hiring of Andy Davis. I know he has a special connection to Milledgeville as well.
He does. Andy is currently a Georgia College student. I believe he's a senior. He's getting ready to apply to graduate in May. And he also is a bartender at Buffington's. And Andy has just a very infectious smile, and he's always happy to see you. He's just an all-around nice guy. And he's very involved in the Environmental Science Club here at Georgia College. I believe that he is an environmental science major. I hope I got that right, Andy. And he's active in the Oconee River Greenway. He seemed like the perfect fit, just as a upcoming young professional himself. So he seemed like the perfect fit. And yes, he does have ties to our community. His parents, and again, I hope I'm accurate with this, but Andy's parents were some of the founding teachers at John Millage Academy. He, I believe, was born here in Baldwin County. His brother, Ben Davis, was a student here at Georgia College. So, I went to school with Ben. I think you did too.
I did. We won't hold it against him. Just kidding.
So he seemed like the perfect, just natural fit. And when we met with Andy the very first time to ask him if he felt like he could handle this task, if he wanted to, he was so enthusiastic. April, he was so excited. Yes, this is exactly what I want to do.
Right.
He was so grateful to have this opportunity. It was almost kind of too good to be true how it worked out,
right.
both for us and for him. So he's going to be a great asset.
Well, that's great. It sounds like there's a lot of positive momentum, and I think with the response that you guys are getting, I know we see the race applications just coming in regularly at the office, which I know is exciting, as well as the sponsorships, which have been tremendous, the response with those. I think that there's a lot of, like I said, positive momentum, opportunity. What's next? What's on the horizon as these things develop? What projects do you see, coming forward, and what do you plan to tackle?
Yeah, one of our key not initiatives, but one of the key points of KMBB that we want to focus on is education. And you can educate the community the best way by getting to the kids first. We want to get into the schools and teach our youth, our community youth, about why you shouldn't litter. How important it is to recycle and just be conscientious of your environment. And it's going to take a lot of work, but we have some great community leaders behind us. Debbie Harshbarger, we've been speaking with her, and she is such an advocate for litter control, recycling. So she's been helping us a lot to figure out some key programs that we can take into the schools. So in addition to the education, we also want to, of course, have community trash pickups. Another big thing that Andy's taking on is he's mapping out the amount of litter throughout the county, so we can see where we have a higher concentration of litter. Of course, we have 5 major highways that come into Milledgeville, and we have a lot of out-of-town college kids that come to and from. They have their parents that drive them here to school and come visit them, and we want to have a good-looking community. We want to reflect. We have so much community pride, and we want to reflect that on our highways, and so we'll do a lot of litter
gateways
control.
And corridors are very important.
Exactly. We have some other tricks up our sleeve. We're still kind of in the planning phases, but those are some of the key things that we want to do. So yeah, we'll just, I guess, stay tuned and see a more detailed project list as it comes up. So,
well, thank you so much,
Yes.
Sara. Your excitement is infectious. As always, it's great to talk with you. Thank you again to Walter Reynolds with the Young Professionals. Look for more information about the Thriller 5K on Facebook and on MilledgevilleGA.com, and tune in next week to MBC Connect.